Hello, my name is Sam Divanbegi. Um, every year, approximately 150,000 people get injured in the construction job site. In 2018, according to the Bureau of Labor, 1,008 people died uh, at the job site due to the accident. Approximately 2 to 3 people die every day uh, in the job site. Uh, I think there is lots of question has to be answered for safety at the construction places, especially these days, which we have variety of project all over the place in different countries. I was reviewing a research conducted by someone about influence of national culture or national culture on construction in Pakistan. Um, at the beginning and introduction, after a detailed statistic presentation of construction related incidents in various nations, the author provide an in-depth background on incident in construction in the developing countries. Literature indicates that developing countries have high incident in or higher incident in construction due to two factors. One, lack or poor legislation to protect workers, and second, lack of training program to support construction companies. These two concepts have been concluded to explain how the developing country, like Pakistan, fail in ensuring safety measure in the construction industry. Pakistan, as a developing country, has occupational health and safety regulation that are fragmented and poorly enforced and taught. So that is one problem basically they have. The primary objective in this study is to identify the influence of the nation culture on safety in construction. Wherever we work, there is a specific culture exists that which influence our safety at the job work, and so this is very important to know those influence or those factors. What is important of this study? Unsafe behavior is linked to accident on the workplace of the construction site. However, to understand safety culture, you have to understand the national culture first. You have to know the culture first, basically how they understand the safety at the job site. To improve the safety culture in Pakistan, we need to understand their perception of the safety in the workplace, and this is very much influenced by the culture of that environment, which is Pakistan. In this research, the methodology which was used basically is combination of the survey and field work that include 8 construction sites for from three large cities in Pakistan. This survey were applied at each of the 8 construction sites. The 8 construction sites were chosen based on the selected requirement that the candidate developed. Questionnaires, survey were completed face to face and in person. Data analysis that was used in this research basically was carried out in 3 phases using data collected in the face to face survey. What was the result? 420 survey were completed. such as WAS, WBS, and WS across all 8 large construction projects in Pakistan. 140 workers of various trade were interviewed. The trade that were interviewed, including like carpenter, electrician, steel worker, cabinet maker, variety of the trade. Half of the worker, that's been 70 of the 140, had 10 years or more experience at the job. 80% of the workers that were interviewed indicate that they had never received any kind of safety training to work on a construction site or to deal with any problem or any issue at the job site. There is one very interesting is attitude and perception survey analysis as well. Using the WAS survey, the data was analyzed to reduce. Data was factored to reduce 25 variable to 21 factors using the Kaiser, Meyer, Olkin, and Bartlett test. It showed that the 21 variable were statistically significant as an attitude and perception shared. The three strongest significant factor were the three strongest factor in this another one: awareness and belief, physical work environment, and supportive environment. One more area which that research was conducted in, it was behavior survey. Using WBA survey, there were 9 behavior situation measured. 9 behavior which worker have at the job site were measured, and example of those behaviors situation was working at height on the roof or scaffold or balcony. There was a high frequency identified in both working on the roof in bad weather and working without edge protection or railing. Perception of risk was measured also for the 9 behavior. For behavior like working on roof in unsafe condition that happen in high frequency, the perception of risk for this behavior was rated low to medium. High perception of risk was identified to scaffolding on the border and ladder not tied to the or secure to the edge of the roof. However, things such as missing handrail, unsafe access to scaffold, and working on the roof in bad weather had significant low risk perception. So this is very dangerous. When something is very, very dangerous, you don't have that perception which you feel this is dangerous for your working environment. Yes, and there is another survey which was done by management, for management. This was conducted in only 2 of the 8 sites that had site safety plan. One more time, at 8 site job site, only 2 of them had safety plan, and that was done there. And the other 6 sites, they never had any safety plan. Manager with more experience abroad expressed that safety plan is the main reason for prevention of incident on the job site. This surveys demonstrate there was high correlation between managers' culture, trend, and their safety management presence. Awareness and belief appear to be the strongest significant factor for 7 of the 9 behavior measures. Supportive environment was the strongest factor for the 2 remaining behavior. That's been 7 and 2. In conclusion, having a positive attitude towards safety, that individual, whoever has felt self-awareness for safety in the workplace. The study identified the distance affected the level of comfort that workers and the workers with the manager. The stronger perception worker have regarding their safety, the more they were open with the manager in discussing the topic and vice versa. That's mean the more they are aware of the safety, they are willing to discuss and talk to the manager about that. Four is person correlation showed a strong positive interrelation between workers' attitude and perception. Perception, also national culture. That's mean personal correlation showed the strong positive interrelationship between workers' attitude and perception of the cultural influence. The fifth, the multiple regression analysis found that worker attitude and perception with reference to safety, awareness, and beliefs and physical work environment is influenced positively by 2 cultural dimension. They are collectivism and femininity, uncertainty, avoidance. This basically illustrate in the influence of national culture on safety attitude by workers. So again, I believe there is lots of gap in safety in a safe environment, working environment, in especially construction, and that was basically part of my review on one of the research. Thank you.